Welcome to another video of my YouTube channel. I know I haven't really posted anything in a while, so today I'm going to be talking about the basics of while loops in Python. A loop is just a block of code which is executed over and over. This can prove useful when you're parsing let's just say an array or some kind of data, but while loops are a little different. So there are two types of loops, for loops and while loops, but today we are just going to be talking about while loops. The next video I post, hopefully soon, will be about for loops. So like I said, a loop is just a block of code executed over and over, and what the while loop does is it gives a condition. Let's just say x is less than 6, and we'll define a variable x and set it equal to 1. And we'll say while x is less than 6, colon, and inside this indented portion we're going to write print x. So if I were to run this, we would just get an infinite loop. X would keep printing as 1 because 1 is always going to be less than 6. On the other hand, if we increased x by 1 each time, the loop will run until x is equal to 6, and then it will skip over the loop. So here we get all the numbers leading up to 6, because when x reaches 6, it just skips over this loop. So yeah, this is the basic structure of a while loop. Remember, you can also put other conditions if you want. We'll say y is greater than 1, right? And we'll say y is equal to 6, right? And if we were to do something like this, where y is decreasing by 1 each time, we would get a cool pattern like this, where x is every number leading up to 6, and y is every number starting from 6 leading up till 1. So yeah, this is how you use a while loop. You can put as many conditions as you want. Remember, only the stuff in the indented portion gets executed. If it's something like this, it's not going to be part of the while loop. So yeah. Before I forget, let's cover something pretty important. Let's say we were putting a conditional statement here, right? And let's get rid of y in this case, just for simplicity. And what we're going to do now is we are going to put a conditional statement, and I am going to show you how to use the break and continue keywords. So let's say x is increasing by 1 each time, and we'll say when x is equal to 5, break. So what this does is when x becomes 5, it breaks out of the current loop. If we were to have a nested loop, if this was in the nested loop, it would break out of the most recent loop and it'll still run in the older loop. So remember, this break keyword just breaks out of the loop you are currently in. It doesn't break out of multiple loops. So if we were to do this, let's see what we get. We get 1, 2, 3, 4, because when x is equal to 5, it breaks, right? So if we were to put this condition somewhere over here, then 5 would be printed, because x increasing only happens after this conditional statement is read. So when x equals 5, it will have already printed. So yeah, this is how you use the break keyword. Just for the sake of an example, let's just suppose this was a nested while loop, right? So we'll say while true. While true just means execute forever, and then breaking out of it. So what we're going to do is, let's not say while true. We don't want to make it an infinite loop. We'll just say while a new variable count is less than 5. 5 is good. And we'll say count is equal to 0, and count increases by 1 each time, right? So now let's get rid of this conditional statement. Actually, no, let's keep it because we were talking about the break keyword, right? So let's see what happens when this is going to run. Actually, before we run it, I'm just going to explain what we're doing here. So we are assigning 0 to count. We are saying while count is less than 5, run this loop, and inside this loop there is another loop saying while x is less than 6, print x, and if x is equal to 5, break out of this current loop, and yeah, not both of the loops. So if we were to run this, let's see what happens. And as you can see here, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 repeated 5 times. That is because while this break keyword does not break out of the second loop, it's going to go to the top again and run this one more time. It's going to print, break, print, break, print, break, and then when count is equal to 5, it's going to break. So that's why 5 is repeated 5 times. Now that you know a little bit about the break keyword, let's talk about the continue keyword. So I'm going to de-indent this just so that it doesn't get too confusing. Okay, and let's get rid of count. Okay. Now, what this continue keyword does is it means that it just tells Python to go to the top of the loop. So if we were to put a continue statement here, 5 after x is equal to 5, it would go to the top and x will not increase by 1. Since that won't really do anything, let's just put the statement here. And let's do this. Okay. So let's go through this loop, see what's going to happen. X is equal to 1, while x is less than 6, if run this code. If x is equal to 5, continue, which just means disregard the rest of the while loop and go to the top. Otherwise, print x, and x is increasing by 1 each time. So if we were to run this, we would get 1, 2, 3, and 4, because after x is equal to 5, it skips over 5. So yeah, this is the basic structure of a while loop. Just so that you don't forget what this whole lesson is about, I'm going to quickly summarize everything we've done, and yeah. So first we talked about what a while loop is. A loop just executes a block of code over and over. We talked about the purpose of loops, what they're used for. Now we've defined this variable x, and we're putting a condition here while x is less than 6, keep executing this code. Then we talked a little bit about nested while loops, the break statement, how it breaks out of the current loop, but not 2 loops. Let me just put that in so you don't forget. Break statement only breaks out of current loop, right? And continue statement goes to top of loop. So yeah, we covered break statements and break keyword. Why did I write that? Okay. We covered break keywords and the break keyword and continue keyword. We also talked about nested while loops and conditionals in while loops. And yeah, I think that's it. So thanks for watching. I hope you learned something from this video, and I'll upload something very soon. So thanks for watching.